All right, let me ask you then about the Tea Party news. We now know that Senator Mike Lee will deliver the Tea Party response to President Obama's State of the Union address next week. Now, in 2011, the Tea Party started giving its own response, starting with Representative Michelle Bachmann. She gave the first one. The following year, Herman Cain gave one, and Senator Rand Paul have all given Tea Party responses. Carl, is there a schism or problem within the Republican Party because we're going to have a Republican Party response and we're going to have a Tea Party response?
Look, I think that's fine. Remember, this is not, quote, the Tea Party. This is the Tea Party Express, one group among several different national groups. This is not necessarily a consensus of all the major Tea Party groups. Tea Party tends to be very decentralized and very localized, but there are 4 or 5 national groups that have sort of put themselves on the landscape, and this is the selection of one. But no, I don't think to the degree that it gets attention, it gets attention to a healthy new strain in American politics, and I think that's productive. I said last year that I thought it was very smart to put forward Rand Paul, who's a different thinker. He's got an out-of-the-box way of looking at things and is a very strong proponent of a new approach, and I think that's healthy for political parties. You cannot stagnate. You got to continue to look for new answers, new ideas, new blood, new leadership, and that's a healthy thing.
But it does say, okay, that it does say the Republican Party has given its response, and Tea Party is saying, well, we don't quite agree, so we have our own response. And typically, you think of Tea Party voters as being a division of the Republican Party. Well, it's not going to be fine come election time if the two are at odds with each other.
Well, two things. One is most Tea Party members that I come to would bridle at the suggestion that they're an adjunct to the Republican Party. They want to keep the feet of people in both parties to the flames on big issues that they care about. And the second issue is that a lot of Tea Party members, at the end of the day, will find themselves far more in agreement with the Republican candidate in their district or state than with the Democratic candidate. And that's what it's all about. We saw that in 2010. We saw it again in 2012 when self-identified Tea Party members and people who are not Tea Party members but identify with the movement or support the movement or applaud the movement voted overwhelmingly for Republican candidates. And I think we're likely to see that again this year, because on the big issues, are you in favor of Obamacare or you want to repeal and replace it? Are you concerned about the deficit and debt, and do you want to do something to rein in government spending, particularly entitlements? There's very little difference between most Tea Party members and most Republicans, and a lot of difference between those two groups and the Democrats.
Carl, thank you. Always nice to see you. Straight ahead.